Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review video on my new B230 expansion battery, and as you can see that's connected up with my AC200 Max unit. Now I've had this AC200 Max for close to a year now, and it's been performing very well for me, and I did a review on it quite a while ago, and it got a lot of great comments, and people thought it was a very informative review, and it worked out really well. So Bluetti also thought that review was a really good review, and they have kindly sent me the B230 to review and do some tests on as well. So let's get started. I'm going to start out just talking a little bit about Bluetti and why I bought the product to start with back when I did my research before I bought the AC200 Max. And I wanted something to go in my RV. That was the beginning of my journey, was to find a unit that could power my RV. And I looked at a lot of different power stations, and at the time Bluetti was the one that had the 30 amp RV plug. And previous RVs that I had a mishmash of batteries. I had all kinds of different wires running all over the place, an inverter, an MPPT solar controller, and breakers, and all kinds of stuff running all over that RV. And when I got the motorhome, I said to my wife, I said, I want to find a product that is all-in-one, where everything is in the device, and it's simple to use, and it just works flawlessly. And it has worked flawlessly for me for close to a year now. In my RV, I've been using it inside my house as well to power a bunch of different appliances in the house, including the furnace, some refrigerators, my home office. A couple of times when the power went out, I had the whole home office hooked up to it. Worked flawlessly. So, capacity. The AC200 Max has a capacity of 2,048 watt hours. The inverter inside will do 200 or 2,200 watts, 4,800 watts of surge. So it'll run an air conditioner, it'll run your microwave, it'll run all the lights in your RV, the heater, and if you've got a propane heater, it'll run that. It'll run just about anything. Now, I mean, there are going to be some things like, let's say your air conditioner. Mine, the lowest setting is about 900 watts. So I can't very well run that for hours and hours and hours. However, now that I've got the B230 expansion battery, I've doubled the capacity of these units to 4,096 watt hours. And that's when the game starts to change, because now I could actually run my air conditioner for a few hours. I could run my microwave for hours and hours. And having this box is going to be great. So let's talk about the B230 a little bit. Bluetti, their sales pitch for this unit is an expansion battery. But you know what? This is more than an expansion battery. You connect it up with this cable here, which gives you the power from this unit into this unit, to plug in your 15 amp devices, or your RV plug, or all your DC plugs, whatever the case may be. But when you look over at the expansion module, well, what do you got? I mean, you basically have a box that can be used by itself as a solar generator. Now, you can't plug a microwave into it, or your air conditioner in your RV. But what if you're a camper or a vanner, or somebody that just wants to sit on the beach? Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the inputs. First of all, it's got the barrel plug input, the same as the AC200 Max has. And there's a couple of ways that you can charge it. You can use the Bluetti DC enhancer, okay? Plugs into your solar panels. So I've been using the PV350 portable panels to charge up the B230. So panels come in this end, and then you've got the barrel plug on this end. You just plug her in there. And you can get up to 500 watts of solar going into the B230 all on its own. So, works great. Excellent. Okay, so what if you're in a situation where you don't have any power? You don't have any solar, I should say. Well, then you've got the 500 watt charging brick that comes with the AC200 Max. And you can plug this into the B230 as well. And again, get 500 watts of charge. So the fact that this expansion battery has 2,048 watt hours all on its own is really impressive. It weighs 41 pounds, so it's not light that you can just sort of throw it around, but very easily one person can carry it. If you're going to the beach or you're camping and you need to, move it around your campsite, it's got these great handles on each end, so you can pick it up, 2 people, carry it over to the picnic table, set it on the picnic table. So what are the outputs on the B230? Well, you've got a 100 watt USB output. So you can run a MacBook Pro, you can charge your iPad, you can charge your phone, anything that a USB connects up to, cameras, all kinds of different devices. You've got a USB-A 18 watt output. You can charge phones, cameras, just about anything with that. And then the 10 amp cigarette lighter plug, you can plug in a small refrigerator freezer. The small compact refrigerator freezers will work off that all day long. They're great. There's a whole slew of 12 volt devices now that you can get that can run on this all by itself without it having to be connected up to the AC200 Max. There are kettles, there are frying pans, there are coffee makers, television sets. I could go on and on. You can run a whole bunch of different devices directly off the B230. So in my opinion, it makes the B230 one heck of a good deal, because sure, you connect it up with this big cable here and you can see the status of the batteries in this unit. You can see how much power it has left in it, but you can also see right on the front it's got a gauge that shows when it's 100% charged and down to 75% and so on. So you don't need to have it plugged into here to know how much battery you've got left. So same thing again. It doesn't have to be plugged into the AC200 Max to be a very valuable piece of equipment for folks that are going camping, sitting on the beach. I mean, you could be sitting on the beach in your lawn chair, okay? You've got your portable chest freezer fridge plugged into the 10 amp cigarette lighter port. You got your MacBook Pro laptop plugged into the USB-C 100 watt output. And you've got a fan plugged into the 18 watt USB-A port. So what more do you need in that situation? It's fabulous. and it's 2,048 watt hours. That is a massive amount of storage that you're going to have using this device on its own. So it's going to help me massively when I use the Bluetti AC200 Max in my RV, but also in my home. What I've been doing when the AC200 Max has been inside the house, when the motorhome is parked in the driveway, I've been using them together, and I've been powering my furnace, a couple of refrigerators. On 2 occasions, I powered my whole home office, scanner, printer, 2 monitors, laptop, docking station, the whole gamut. Powered it all day long. My wife was working from home. You know, the power went out. There was a snowstorm. No problem. We were powering the furnace through the AC200, so we had heat. Power in the office through these as well, and not a blip in the program whatsoever. So now let's take a look at a couple of appliances that I use when I use the AC200 Max and the B230 in the motorhome. So let's take a look at that now. Okay, so these are 2 items that we use in our RV. One of them is a Keurig 1-cup coffee maker, and we also use a induction hot plate as well. So I've got the Bluetti app up on my phone, and let's see what we get. So let's start with making a coffee. Okay, so right off the get-go, the app is showing us that we're using 981 watts of power, and the Bluetti is pulling that no problem whatsoever. So let's see what we get once it starts to brew. It's about that time of day to have a nice cup of coffee. Currently the Bluetti has 89% charge. The Pack 1, which would be the AC200 Max, has a 95% charge. The B230 expansion battery has an 83% of charge. So we're still pulling about 981 watts. Now let's try this. Let's run the convection at the same time, the induction hot plate at the same time, and see what we get. So it's on high. So you can see what we're pulling. We're pulling 2.4 kilowatts of power through the Bluetti. Now we're getting an alarm in the Bluetti. So I turned off the induction. We were up about 200 watts above what we were supposed to. So right now we're brewing a cup and it's pulling 76 watts. So let's start the induction again. Okay, so between the two devices we're pulling 1.4 kilowatts, which is more than below our 2200 watt limit on the Bluetti. My cup of coffee is just about done. Couple of drips left. The induction hot plate is pulling 1.4 kilowatts. It's already starting to boil. That's the great thing about induction cooktops. We've used 2% of juice out of the Bluetti. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but we're starting to get a little bit of steam coming off the induction hot plate. We're still pulling 1.4 kilowatt hours, and we're at 86%. So the water's boiling. We've used about 2% of the Bluetti. Now, generally when we were in the RV, if we were making, say, breakfast, this hot plate would be running for about 5 to 8 minutes, because the great thing about an induction hot plate is that it heats up really quick, so you can cook eggs and bacon and all those sorts of things very quickly. But she's boiling up her storm now. We've only used a couple of percent out of the Bluetti, so I'd say that this is a great success. Bluetti to the rescue. Works great. Okay. Let's shut her down. So in closing for this video, what I'd like to leave you with is a few slides that I've created that show a bunch of the different devices that you can use with your AC200 Max, and also can use with the B230 all on its own. And these slides are slides that show using it in an RV, using it at home, using it on the beach. So with Bluetti, you've got all kinds of different choices in how you want to use their products, and I have had great success for their products, and I'm happy to bring that information to you. So let's take a look at the different slides. So if you look at this sketch, this is what we've been using the AC200 Max and the B230 at home. You've got refrigerators, microwaves, gas stove, Instapot, washing machine, television, toaster oven, lighting. You can use it for just about anything in your home. Now mind you, you can't use it all at the same time, but it works great. So in this diagram you can see when we're plugged in with the RV using the AC200 Max and the B230 battery expansion, plugged into the 30 amp 120 volt RV connection on the AC200 Max. And you can see we're running the induction hot plate, the coffee maker, microwave, television, hairdryer, Instapot, all kinds of devices. So here we're on the beach or on the campsite, and all these devices are 12 volt. You've got frying pans, kettles, ovens, refrigerators, 12-volt TVs, 12-volt ceramic heaters, charging your iPad Pro or your MacBook Pro. And all the while doing that, you're charging up the B230 using the PV350 panels connected with the DC enhancer to the B230, providing 500 watts of charge. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching this video. I'm sure that you've got some very useful information and a lot of information about the Bluetti products. I was happy to bring this video to you. If you found this information, very helpful, please subscribe to my channel. It helps it out a lot. And hit that like button because helps out the channel get viewed a lot more as well, and I would very much appreciate that. Hit the notification button, that way you're always getting notified when I bring out a new video, whether it be on a Bluetti product or a lot of the other subjects that I do in a lot of my different videos. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Thank you very much. Bye now.